Since Disneyland Paris opened in 1992, the park has expanded, adding new attractions. However, there have been a few attractions that have closed, leaving remnants of what used to be there. This is the Distory of 3 former Disneyland Paris attractions. When Disneyland Paris opened in 1992, the rivers of the far west in Frontierland was teeming with life, including the Molly Brown riverboat, the River Rogue keelboats, and the Indian canoes. The Indian canoes departed from the far end of Frontierland, near the train station, and took guests on a journey around Big Thunder Mountain, powered by the guests paddling. However, the attraction was not too popular and it closed in 1994. The former location of the Indian canoes, Kew, was converted into the Pocahontas Indian Village, recently renamed to the Frontierland Playground, which is a playground for young kids to play in. On the other side of the playground, you can still see the former boarding dock for the Indian canoes, which can also be viewed from the Molly Brown, the last remaining remnant that there ever was a canoe attraction there. Moving over to Fantasyland, the Old Mill is a snack stand themed to the 1937 silly symphony called The Old Mill. When the park opened, the Old Mill was the snack stand that we know today, but in 1993, an attraction was added to the back of the mill called Les Purités des Vieux Moulins. Guests would board a bucket that formed part of a Ferris wheel, inspired by early plans for the original Disneyland to include an old mill Ferris wheel. Whilst the attraction was added to create more capacity in the park, it ended up closing in 2000 because of its low capacity and unpopularity. Whilst the buckets were initially filled with props, the attraction was later removed. Yet the Old Mill snack stand remains to this day, acting as a reminder of a former Fantasyland attraction. In Frontierland, the River Rogue keelboats departed near Smuggler's Cove and took guests around the rivers of the far west between 1992 and the early 2000s, when they closed due to a lack of popularity. The story of the attraction was that guests were experiencing the river from the perspective of the nearby rogues of Smuggler's Cove, providing a different view of the scenes viewed from the Molly Brown riverboat. However, unlike the nearby Indian canoes, the queue area for this attraction was not replaced when the attraction closed. Instead, the gate was simply closed and the sign was covered up. That was until 2007, when the River Rogue keelboats made an unexpected return to Disneyland Paris. Operating seasonally, the keelboats would take guests on a journey on the rivers of the far west again, on busy days, until the summer of 2009. Whilst the attraction has not been open now for over 10 years, it never officially closed, and is still technically a seasonal attraction. Near the Frontierland Playground, the queue for the attraction can still be seen, including the attraction's entrance sign. And from the Molly Brown, you can still see the old Smuggler's Cove, the attraction's dock, and one of the keelboats still docked, ready to take guests on a journey around the river. Will it ever reopen? Probably not, but it's nice to see what used to be there. So, those are 3 remnants of former attractions at Disneyland Paris. Whilst little remains of the Indian canoes, half of the Old Mill attraction remains to this day as a snack stand. Meanwhile, the whole queue and one of the River Rogue keelboats still exist to this day due to the bizarre status of the attraction. What other remnants of former attractions would you like covered on this channel? Let me know in the comments down below and they might feature in a future video.